You're listening to the Subconscious Mind Mastery Podcast with Thomas and Majana in a post-lunar eclipse moment.
The burning bowl moment.
Yeah, we're capturing this right in the moment after the July, 16th partial lunar eclipse in the southern hemisphere. Well, I think it hit Europe too, but it's daylight over there, so they're probably not seeing it. But all of the live streams on YouTube were from India and Australia and places like that. So we did a little ceremony just now, right at the peak of the full moon. And as we've got YouTube on over here, and the shadow is fading off of the moon as we're recording this. I love eclipses. Can you tell?
A little bit.
I just love the energy of them. I love the phenomenon of them. I know you like to watch the skies too.
It's amazing.
It is a natural phenomenon that is incredible, and it's an energetic phenomenon that's incredible too. Ooh, beautiful picture they just changed to. They're on YouTube. They just
shifted.
Wow. It's just such a neat deal. So this one has been all about transformation. Now, if you guys are catching my little pet project, my Fun Astrology Daily podcast, then you've heard me talking about this, but I wanted to come in here and just kind of pull some things apart because it's like, ooh, there's some good stuff here that we can play with and apply to our lives.
Okay, he's kind of like a little boy on Christmas. It's pretty fun to watch.
This eclipse energy just does it to me. It's just great. Okay, so let's pick apart the energy of the eclipse first. And by the way, if you're listening to this in fairly real time, you have probably 3 to 5 days to bask in this. Catching it in the moment is great. It's fun. It's not necessary because the energy lingers. So what we're catching, obviously, we've talked about this a lot, manifesting with the moon, is you basically, if you ever get confused, just think of the moon itself. Right now it's big and full. It's going to start getting smaller. That's when we release. We want to catch the shadow, right? We want to catch the things that we want to release getting smaller.
The darkness is getting smaller.
Then in 2 weeks, we will have the peak of that, the new moon, and that's when we create, because the moon will start getting brighter every day. And we want to catch the glow as it comes alive. And really a full lunar cycle on the astrological wheel takes 6 months. So 6 months from now, do you know which sign the moon is in? You should.
Capricorn.
Good. And then 6 months from now, the new moon. So full moon today, 6 months from now, new moon will be in
Capricorn.
Exactly. And that's when you complete the full cycle. Okay? So that's why I've said, if you're making notes on this or journaling, it's always great to do it in a way where you can come back to today. So put it in a date-related either notebook or file, or if you use digital, something that you can reference, put today's date on it. If it's searchable, come back to today, okay? Because that closes the whole loop. Okay, now, Majana is processing this. I can see the wheels turning, so let's do it with her. Process out loud here.
New moon, set intentions for your new beginnings.
Because the moon is starting to get bigger.
Starting over. And then full moon, you release.
Let go, because the moon is getting smaller.
It's going to start waning.
Okay, think about it this way. Something related to a habit that you've had that you say, this is it. Dang it, July 2019, I'm getting rid of it on this magnificent energy. You want it to get less and less and less in your life. That's what's happening with the moon over the next 2 weeks. So there's the full moon, you release because the moon starts to get smaller. So if you can catch that on the day of the full moon, it's more powerful for sure. Okay? Now, let's talk about how do you affect that, because just like with anything in the energy world, it's not going to just fall down out of the sky for you, right? So what I've found to be very effective is you take the areas that you said that you want to release. Hopefully it's on a list. Each one of those, start to build a plan in the opposite direction. And work that plan hard over the next 2 weeks. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So the other way, right, the quantum way is nature abhors a vacuum. So as you release something, you have to have something that you want to replace it to come in.
Right.
Or you don't know what you'll get.
Okay. Now, there's another little critter that's involved in this eclipse today. Do you know what that is?
Mercury. It's everywhere.
Mercury Retrograde.
Good grief.
Everything that we do in our lives involves a computer, okay? Or some kind of electronic equipment. And yeah, man, every time you turn something on, it's like it's just right there. And it's little naggy stuff, right? It's not some big explosion, but it's like, ooh, yeah, Mercury has sure been there.
No, seriously, I wouldn't be at all surprised. Y'all listen to this podcast, and it's not in English. Mercury changed it to some other language.
It's Chinese or something. Well, here was a thought about Mercury retrograde that I think is just really cool. We were trying to do this from a hotel room over the weekend, and Mercury was just right there. I mean, like in ways that you would just have to laugh at if I told you the whole story. Just funny little crazy little prankster stuff like Mercury does. And it just clicked. It dawned on me. It's like I was totally helpless to do anything I wanted to do. So all I could do is just sit there empty-handed. I could not move forward.
Sometimes that's a blessing, though.
Well, what I had to do was release it. Mm-hmm. I just had to be okay with it. There was not an option B.
It is, yeah, it's good practice in releasing.
So that's what dawned on me, Majana, is I just realized 3 times a year, the universe gives us this opportunity for one little body of energy to start playing tricks with us. And we have the opportunity to just release it.
Yeah, which is a real challenge for micromanagers and people who like to control things.
I know. And that's where you just have to go, oh, okay, for the next 3 weeks. And we get to do it for almost a month.
So you know what we did, though, that I love and I so appreciate? We had lawn chairs at the lake and we took a nap.
Yeah. Said, screw it.
It was great.
We're going out where there's no cell service and we're just going to watch the sun go down.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great analogy and a great way to handle it. Is like to practice letting go. What I'm seeing and hearing, like Facebook group and talking to other folks and just what I'm seeing and perceiving out there in the world, is this energy is there for everybody. There's nobody that's exempt from this transformational, karmic, purpose, grounding, foundational energy that is around the globe right now. It's the people that are awake that are experiencing it. They're the ones that are working with it. They're the ones that are releasing on Eclipse Day and replacing that with opposites and keeping notes and journals and really trying to do this work. If you think back, we have not had this alignment since the early 1500s. And as somebody in our Fred Dodson seminar group pointed out, that was when Martin Luther taped his thesis to the door of the Catholic Church saying, we're not doing this anymore.
Golly.
And it's about 20 years after Columbus sailed the ocean blue, which basically led to the
demise of the Native Americans.
Yeah, I know. That's part of it. But it led to such transformation that became colonization of the Americas.
Right. Yeah.
That's some transformation.
That's powerful.
That's some pivotal, historical transformation. And that alignment exists over our heads every day right now.
You know, so this makes me want to go, okay, y'all, what do we want to do? And get that galactic council together and we can all meet on the astral plane and come out with some great plan for humanity and implement it. Let's join forces.
That's a great ambition, and it all starts with just one, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It starts with you doing your work, me doing my work, and all of us collectively then who are awake can, in fact, I think, influence the whole, but it starts with one.
That's pretty exciting. It's really powerful and empowering, right?
Well, if we do our part, then we can contribute to the collective whole. So Mercury retrograde and eclipses just in general, whenever you see the next eclipse come around, generally broadly, think release. Next time Mercury Retrograde comes around, which, by the way, Majana, will be one day after my 60th birthday. So my birthday
oh goodness
is right on the shadow of Mercury going retrograde.
Wait, your birthday, and then it's Halloween and Mercury Retrograde all at the same time.
Yeah, Halloween and Mercury Retrograde same day.
Well, batten down the hatches. It's going to be interesting.
Well, we'll be doing some massive releasing, that's for sure. So that's what you think of. Just frame it up that way. Now, one other little thing that I wanted to throw in here on just the whole mental aspect. How should we be thinking right now in this energy? We know the quantum physics of how this works, right? That we literally wire our brains with our thoughts.
Yes.
So if you would join me in this, here is a way to raise the collective pool, is just make a determination that there will not be a thought that you entertain for more than 2 seconds, or certainly a word out of your mouth. And Majana and I we will be working on this together to support each other in this. This is serious. This is not like, I gotcha. Man, throw that out. That we are not going to utter a word that is not completely aligned in the direction that we want to go with our life.
Now, this isn't a time to play with that. You've got to. I think you do need to be serious and set intentions here.
This really is, because this window will close. Every day is a precious day. So use every one of them wisely and to your advantage, because the energy of the universe is there to support you. Do you want to make some major, massive changes in your life? Only hold thoughts. Only hold thoughts, and especially words that support that.
So this would be a great time to be doing writing statements and journaling, and any tools that you use to set intentions. This is an extra powerful time to do that.
Oh, let's tell them about the email we got from Hay House the other day. So we follow a couple of things just to keep our eye on some things that are going on out there. And Reed Tracy wrote an email where he mentioned, some of you probably got this and read it, where he mentioned that Louise Hay, the founder of Hay House, this is from the guy who was her business manager for 30 years, said that she did two things consistently. One is she always used affirmations. He said that was not play. That was not for show. That was who she was. Always saying affirmations. Healed her from cancer. Number two, she always followed that, as she called it, her internal ding. That's it. That little bitty, silent, almost sometimes ding that gave her direction where she needed to go. And he said if her ding said no, you could not budge her with 1,000 18-wheelers. And if her ding said yes, even though it made no rational sense at all, guess where we're going?
Full steam ahead. Love that.
I think that is precious, and thank Reed Tracy for insight into behind the curtains of what it was like to work with her.
That was a big share. That was great.
So that's what I would leave you with for this one, is just to always, for now, just make a commitment. And then you can carry it on by January, when this whole energy culminates and peaks. It will be such a habit that you can just carry it on. Deal, Majana, around here?
It's a deal. No
language, no words. I'm as guilty as anybody, and I'm going to change my ways. I just burned my little thing out there in the altar of the eclipse to say, I am releasing this. So that's it. And then you start to develop new patterns and habits, and that's done by our thoughts and our words and our feelings.
Yeah.
Our emotions. All right? So that's the package.
Oh, we should have done a Facebook Live of us burning and releasing.
Well, I don't want anybody reading my stuff.
Well, they don't have to read it. We don't even read each other's stuff.
It's on fire.
It's a personal thing. It's a personal commitment.
Okay, how about if we reconstruct it?
Yeah, let's do. This energy lasts for more than that moment.
Well, look, the moon is still shadowed, so okay, I can do that. We can do that. Okay, we're going to do that now. I got her running all over the place. I said, come on, let's go do a podcast. Now we're going to go do a Facebook Live. Okay, we'll see you on Facebook.
All right. See you there.
Enjoy the journey.
Bye.